Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. We want to welcome for the first time Roy Steinberg, who is the producing artistic director of the beautiful Cape May stage in...
Cape May, New Jersey. Have you ever been to Cape May?
No, but it's all the way down...
As far south as you can go is exit 0. You can't go any further south.
What's the history of this place, by the way?
Well, Cape May stage has been in existence for over 25 years. I've been there for 7. And most people are shocked to find that there is a world-class theater in southern New Jersey. And by world-class, I mean we have Tony Award-winning actors and actresses in Pulitzer Prize-winning plays. And I'm kind of shocked myself that we get these amazing people to come here.
How do you get them?
Well, three reasons usually. Sometimes, I mean, I'm an old guy, I've been around a lot, so I know a number of people. I've worked in Los Angeles, I've worked in New York, so sometimes they're friends of mine. Also, I sometimes will get someone who won a Tony Award for doing a musical, but they really want to do a drama. And I can feel whether they have the chops to do that or not, so I'll bring in a Tony Award winner to do a drama, a part they really want to play. And the third reason is Cape May. I mean, Cape May is a beautifully glorious place, yeah.
The other thing that I find fascinating is that our longtime producer, Georgette Timoney, who works with you guys down there, is part of a play that you have now called Red Hot Patriot, the kick-ass wit of Molly Ivins.
Yes, well, yeah, Molly Ivins was this journalist in Texas. And it's so current because, you know, at the time she was writing about George W. Bush and his father.
Did they grow up together?
Yeah, Ivins and George Bush
they knew each other.
They knew each other,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Molly had a column that syndicated in hundreds of
papers, including the New York Times.
Yeah.
And she was very, very funny. I mean, whatever your political persuasion is, she was kind of an equal opportunity
What did she
offender.
call George Bush?
Shrub. She called him Shrub.
A shrub?
Yeah, because he wasn't a bush. He was just a shrub.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I got it. But Georgette Riley Timoney is so charming and funny and energetic that she has this ability to just win an audience over, and it's just a delightful evening.
Well, let me ask you, that is part of, this particular play is part of an all-female playwright season.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Well, you know, the deal is that 70% of our patrons happen to be women, but only 20% of the plays produced across the country are women. And this is part of a national trend from Los Angeles to DC to New York. And so we decided to kind of put our money where our mouth is and do a whole season of female playwrights. It just so happens that the last few years, the Pulitzer Prize winning playwrights, last year it was Annie Baker won the Pulitzer Prize for Flick. Tony Award winners have all been women, and yet few plays that are produced are written by women. So I looked around to see plays that interested me. And I thought, as a guy, what's a play that would interest me that happens to be written by a woman? When I found the first one, the Red Hot Patriot, I just was exhilarated to be able to produce that.
And where'd you find these other playwrights?
Well, Mary Mary is the next one we're doing, which was the biggest hit in the 1960s. It ran longer than any comedy on Broadway, written by Jean Kerr, who was Walter Kerr's wife. Walter Kerr was the critic for the New York Times back then. And it's just, again, a very funny play, the kind of play you can roll off the beach and not have to think about too much and just have fun. And then we're doing a play called The Search for Intelligent Life in the Universe by Jane Wagner, and Lily Tomlin won the Tony Award for that. So it's a one-person play playing many, many characters, very funny, but at the same time has lots of wisdom in it.
Let me ask you this. We'll talk a little bit about the Red Hot Patriot in a second. You have this artistic side. You have this creative side.
Yes.
You know what it is in a play that you're looking for. But you're also running a business. How do you match those two up?
Well, it's right side, left side of the brain. I mean, I was a producer for many years. I did daytime television. I was a producer of Days of Our Lives and Guiding Light and One Life to Live for a little while, director as well. So I understand budgets and I understand managing people. But you're right. I mean, my focus is on the creative side. So I know how to tell a story. Basically, I think of myself as a storyteller.
That's your first love.
That's my first love, yeah.
Now talk about the part of marketing, branding, putting fannies in the seats, paying the bills.
Yeah.
You love that, or you just have to do it?
Well, it's a piece, I wouldn't say it's my first love, but it's a piece of what I want to share my first love.
Meaning, are you saying you can't do your first love unless you do the other thing?
Exactly.
It's sort of like public television.
Yeah, you're right. You've been there.
No, we live there.
You live there, right. Yes, I mean, absolutely. I think part of what we do is in theater is to share the work, to share the story. If there's no audience, right, there's no one to receive our message. And so it's important to me that we get our brand out there, that people understand what Cape May Stage is. And so we have a website, capemaystage.org, that lets people know what we're doing. And this year we're doing all kinds of new things. So we're continuing.
What are you doing with kids?
Yeah, we're doing a whole kids program that PNC is underwriting, so we can make tickets very affordable. So for example, if we have a puppet show, not only will the children learn how to make a puppet and how to manipulate a puppet, but then they'll see an Emmy Award-winning puppeteer actually perform the puppet show. Same thing with the magic show. Same thing with stage fighting. We have a guy who was on Broadway doing vaudeville. And again, he'll be working with children in a workshop in the morning and then performing at night. So they get a chance to really see what artists do.
You talked about some of the other plays you have coming up, but go back to the Molly Ivins play. What is it about Molly and Georgette's playing that role, right?
That's correct, yeah. Molly
Ivins was terrific and interesting because?
Well, because she really saw the truth and she could skewer people in a way that was incisive.
As a writer?
As a writer,
Did she care what anyone thought of her?
I don't think so. I think, she grew up in a very conservative household.
And in Texas.
In Texas, right. And she, just for example, one of the things she said about one Texas politician was that if he were any dumber, we'd have to water him twice a day, that's the kind of wit she had.
She did not care.
No.
She did not care to be popular.
Well, I think she was popular. And I think that the reason she was so popular is because, like people we have today. We have women journalists now. Molly Ivins was probably the trailblazer in some ways for people like Maureen Dowd and Gail Collins, and that's us on the left, but on the right we have other people as well.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Georgette, our good longtime producer here in public television with the Caucus Educational Corporation.
Well, the reason she's so great is that she's so charming. The second she walked in, I didn't know her, I must say. When she walked into the audition, I was immediately taken. I'm not the director of this play. Marlene Lustig is the director of this play. And she was immediately taken by her. And then we called her back, and she read some more. And the more we talked with her, because she's a producer, and she's so smart, that she combines her intellect with her creative side and comes up with this great Texas accent, and she's just a charming presence to be with.
She's a great producer as well. Real quick, one more time, some of the other plays this season are?
Dead Man's Cell Phone by Sarah Rule. Guy's in a coffee shop, cell phone goes off. Woman comes up and says, "Sir, turn your cell phone off," and the guy's dead, and she says, "Hey, he can't talk right now because he's dead." And she takes the call and says, "Can he call you back?" And she ends up getting involved with his whole family. And then we're doing a play about a judge, Judge Francis Biddle from Philadelphia, with Austin Pendleton, who just won the Pulitzer Prize-winning, he just directed the Pulitzer Prize-winning play this year. And finally, we end up with a world premiere of a play called Cape May Christmas, which is Santa Claus in Cape May, being written specifically for Cape May Stage.
Good stuff at the Cape May Stage. Roy Steinberg, the producing artistic director. Wish you nothing but the best down there.
Thank you, Steve.
And we thank our longtime producer, Georgette Timoney, who brought us to you and you to us. Thanks so much.
Pleasure.
Good stuff. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. That was great.
Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by United Water, the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, Berkeley College, MagnaCare, University Hospital, Newark, New Jersey, and by Fedway Associates. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.